Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at an old comic book from September of 1993 by Image Comics, Super Patriot number 2. This was originally $1.95 when it came out. I already did a review of the first issue of Super Patriot a while back, so go check that out. We've got Keith Giffen on the story and plot here. Of course, Erik Larsen was the creator of Super Patriot. He's a Savage Dragon spin-off character. Dave Johnson is the penciler and inker on most of the pages here. Well, he's the penciler on all of it, but there's some flashback inkers, some guest inkers on this book, which make it really cool. We've got Kevin Nolan, Dave Gibbons, and Carl Story, all contributing inks to different flashback episodes in this issue. And then we got Chris Iliopoulos on letters, of course. He's Erik Larsen's go-to letterer back in this era, and he's on a lot of Image books. So we've got Laverne Kandzierski on colors as well, Digital Chameleon on color separation, and Jiani Wong is the editor, who I believe is just Erik Larsen's wife, and he's throwing her on there on credits as an editor, just because he kind of needs an editor credit. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've heard him talk about that before. Could be wrong there. I think Todd McFarlane's done the same thing with his wife on some of the Spawn comic books in the early days. So Super Patriot's a really cool character. He's one of my favorite designed characters. And he's got a really cool logo too. I feel like, though, a character like this may not work the same way today, just with all the connotations of being like Super Patriot in our supercharged political climate that we live in today. Things were, I feel like, a little bit more laid back, maybe politically speaking, in the 90s. You could get away with this kind of fun character called Super Patriot where there's nothing really political about him at all. He does work for the government, but, you know, in this instance, in this comic, it's kind of seen as, you know, being a noble thing to work for the government. There's no negative real connotation there. Although there always is that government intrigue and conspiracy theories that always go on, even in a book like this, too, when you're dealing with the government. There's lots of shadow organizations going on, including the Covenant of the Sword, which is the evil organization, the shadow organization that's been revealed here in the first issue, and this monster they've sent after Super Patriot. So, but Super Patriot keeps having these flashbacks of Savage Dragon, who gave him his biggest battle so far. So when he sees this big creature who's even got the kind of a green costume, he just keeps seeing Dragon. It's like a glitch in his programming. So he actually busts open this rock figure, and then in a funny bit, we see that there's actually this little guy controlling him. So he just smashes him and thinks that he's taking care of him, but in the end, he just takes care of Super Patriot here. The guys on the computer from the Covenant of the Sword who are watching this battle. There's even a camera here. They say that Super Patriot's not putting up much of a fight, and she's like, he keeps thinking of that green-skinned Chicago cop, so he keeps thinking of Dragon here. Really cool splash page of this monster. I don't even know what this guy's name is. It might have been said in the first issue, I don't remember, but he's just holding Super Patriot here. He's legless, he's got his arm dangling here. This almost feels like something they did later with like Juggernaut and Deadpool. But we got Super Patriot here. He's been captured by the Covenant of the Sword. And he's still, even as he gets thrown to the ground, legless and armless, he's still even thinking of the dragon here as he's looking at this guy. So they've taken him back to their hideout, the Covenant of the Sword, and that's when we start getting some of the really cool flashback issues, pages here, I should say. So we got Kevin Nolan doing this first one. This is like a 90s flashback. We're in the mind of Super Patriot here. He's actually battling these members of the Vicious Circle that we see in the first issue of Savage Dragon. Mako, there's Basher, and Hellraiser. And we actually heard about this battle in Savage Dragon series when they finally got rid of Super Patriot and broke his neck. And we actually see the battle here in Super Patriot's mind. And we get like the 90s Super Patriot costume too, where he's got a ponytail, this mask. And then we flash back to the 70s here. And, you know, each style is being inked completely different. It's really cool. The colors are different too. You see here we almost get like just like a John Buscema type of a style here. And then we flash back into even further back into the 40s, and we've got a very obvious Jack Kirby style of the original battles of the Super Patriot battling the Nazis here. Get some of the like Jack Kirby technology in this page. Super Patriot smashing through the wall up here. And even in his own mind in these flashbacks, Super Patriot is seeing this giant Nazi-like robot creature being created, and he sees it looking like the dragon. He's got like the SS symbol on his chest there. And the Covenant of the Sword is basically just a continuation of all his original battles here. So really awesome looking pages. I love how they just switch styles from flashback to flashback every couple pages. Really awesome. Then we get back to our original style here. They've got Super Patriot in stasis. Once he starts seeing the dragon again, he starts to shut down. They have to shut this whole thing down. They say they've gotten enough data that they need, so get it to the council. Got the leader here of the Covenant of the Sword. Looks a lot like Cameron Hodge from X-Men, I feel like. Kind of this crazy bug creature. Looks really cool. Dave Johnson was drawing lots of really neat little technological stuff in this issue. It's kind of like an updated version of the Jack Kirby stuff, really, when you kind of look at it. Just lots of little intricate, random shapes everywhere. So then we see the Pentagon, the original bosses of the Super Patriot, now that he's like a cyborg, being licensed by the government. We've got Sentinel here from Youngblood trying to figure out what's going on. He says a lot of things are starting to make sense now that the Covenant of the Sword has revealed themselves. And other than that, they don't know much. They don't know where they've got Super Patriot stashed. But we see him on the operating table here, being taken out by the Covenant of the Sword. His arm's being taken off here. He's got the Covenant of the Sword insignia on his shirt now. Love the perspective down here of this shot. Really cool. Really awesome issue. Again, this is kind of a hidden gem, I feel like. This whole series is. This Super Patriot miniseries, the original one. So, highly recommend this book. Go check it out. If you ever see it in a dollar bin, I've seen it quite a few times. You can get it pretty cheap. So, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.